How's everybody doing? This is Kyle here from KyleKraft. Welcome in. Today we got a special video. I took to my platforms, asked and gathered your comments for your crazy house ideas. In this one, I'm going to be building your comments, your crazy ideas. So let's get to it. Now the first one was asked by Calise Pierre Luis. He asked if I could build a tower type home with different levels for different things. Like an enchantment room on one level, a storage room on the other, you know. Now this is sounding pretty perfect for a skyscraper, but this series is for houses, so I came up with a house design that has these different layers, levels that we could put the different rooms in. That's what I'm building right here on screen right now. We plugged it into the side of the wall. It's pretty cool. You'll see the skewed different shapes and levels that I established. We got that bottom floor. We have a couple off to the left that are a different level than that one on the right. So I built up the shape. You know, I wanted to make a good looking house in the process and worked it around. Used different textures that were all survival friendly for this one. It kind of turned out cool. You know, you might want to consider building in your survival world, maybe, if this is something you want to do. Regardless, it's a pretty cool concept, pretty cool idea. I do like the idea. Calise, we come down here in the basement to put the first level in. You know, I didn't clean up the back wall. It kind of looks dirty and cool, but I put that enchantment room in, and then I also separated and put a kitchen back there. So, you know, it's kind of different levels. That enchanting is a little bit lower. You know how it goes. So on this top left I did brewing, then furnaces below that, and storage on the right one. It turned out pretty cool and has all the different levels. So yeah, Calise, hopefully you like it, and hopefully I said your name right. On to the next one. This one is pretty cool. This is a comment from Osama Chan. He said, build a house that looks like your skin. So the challenge is to create a house that looks like the Cowcraft Skin. Well, a pretty cool idea came to mind for this one, so we made it happen. I started with the head. I'm going to build my entire skin laying down on the ground. We can turn it into a house from there. You'll see I made the head. It looks pretty sweet. I put in some shape with the hair. I tried to make myself look a little less pasty, that white pastiness, but you know, there's no little tan skin color, so it's okay. We built up the skin shape right here. You'll see the idea kind of come to life. The whole idea is that we build up the figure in a good looking way, and then we can have the house on the interior there. So that's what I did, matched up the skin. You can see it come to life. It's pretty sweet. I do like how it turned out. We matched up the skin pretty well. Got the gloves on the hands, got the different details on the clothing all set in, coming together nicely. We built up that shape. It's got a good overall look and vibe to it. I really like how the build itself came together. Now we're adding my details, I'm blanking on what's this called. The sword holder thing. You know, the pullover looking, no, I don't know what it's called, but you know what I'm talking about. That's the skin. It's coming together nicely. Plugged in that door. I didn't do an interior for that one, but that's a house. How cool is that? Check it out, the KyleKraft Skin in house form. Pretty sweet, right? On to the next one. This was an idea from Matthew Madigan. He said fence house. Fence house. All right, we can do that. Now, I'm not sure if he meant for me to make the house fully out of fences or what, but I decided to make the house a fence style. You know, put fences all throughout the entire build. So it's the overwhelming style of the house. You'll see that's what I did. Look at the walls, fully fenced out. I'm working on a fence roof right here. We had to detail it up, create the build so that we can make these fences be the dominant feature and really the only feature of this build. We built up some square shapes. It looks cool in the end. It's got the fences on the wall and the fences on the ceiling, and then we have that ceiling gap. It's actually pretty cool, but it's even cooler from the interior looking out. The walls in general are fun to walk around in, but I also did the interior for this one. We did a bed in the back. We did some storage off to the right in a fence sort of style. We came to the left little side opening gap, which we have created. Everything overhangs pretty cool with those fences, and we created an enchanting and brewing area with the furnace kind of kitchen right there. It's really cool. The interior came together. The entire kind of build was pretty sweet in the end. The interior was a lot of fun to walk around in and live in. But yeah, that's a house. Fence style, little path coming out. Pretty simple, but in that fence style. Pretty cool. Now, next up was a comment from Unveiling Spider. He said, you said crazy, so how about a YouTube play button? YouTube play button house, we can definitely do that. So that's what we jumped in and did. You can see me on screen. We're building up the silver play button that hopefully we will arrive at one day on the KyleKraft channel. We built it up. It's definitely distinguishable. We got the YouTube little logo on the bottom left. The silver play button came to life, but of course we had to turn it into a house. So I wanted to use fully wool for this modern house. I figured we'd extend a modern house off this side, treat the silver play button as a dominant wall, and then kind of build out a shape from here. So that's what I did, and I went for wool once again for the modern house. Don't normally do that, but it's pretty cool, and I wanted to just keep it wool. Keep it simple in that way. So we built down this shape, built down this little level area. We don't have much room in this house, but you know, it's still a house, and it's pretty cool in the end. Built up some shape with the wool for the modern style into it. Then made an entrance that is pretty sweet with the andesite polished all throughout. We'll use it on this back wall and plug it in here too. Built some cool details. It all kind of came together. This house is very much built into the environment, but showcases that silver play button on both sides. I like how it came together. That's a good one, Unveiling Spider. Next up is a comment from the KyleKraft community Discord, which you should definitely join if you're not already. It was an Icy Mansion from Icy Beauty. They have the Icy squad building up. But so we traveled off to the ice spike biome for this one. We had to set it in amongst this biome, make it look sweet, and I built up a mansion. Now the goal was to have these builds fast so I could do more comments. On average, the builds kind of all took around 30 minutes, so it was a little bit longer than hoped. But with that in mind, I wasn't looking to spend 2 hours on this one, so it's a pretty cool mansion. It's not super, in-depth and crazy, but regardless, it's a mansion, and the key to this one is built in with that ice spike biome. It's all adapted into the environment. The idea is that it's taken over by ice. So I made that style very relevant throughout the entire build. You'll see this back patio is completely broken up and covered by the ice. Left the ice spikes inside the house as if really it was completely fully taken over, and you'll see how I adapt them into the rest of the build here right now. I'm building up the roof, but I'm also building up those spikes to capture and engulf the roof. Keep it in line with the style, so we extended those ice spikes inside the house up through the top of the roof, added in more ice, engulfed it. It's a pretty basic, simple style of build, but the concept of having it engulfed in the ice is pretty sweet. Turn it into an icy mansion. Maybe a different kind of icy mansion than you were looking for, Icy Beauty, but hopefully you like it. Now, back to our grass area. Icy Caspian, look, there's another Icy, said to build a house in the shape of Europe. That's a creative one, that's a cool idea. These actually turn out pretty sweet. You'll see I created a pretty simple plan for a Europe-shaped house, and then we can build it up. These actually turn out pretty sweet because there's so much shape and depth in them, you can make them work out pretty well. So you'll see I did stone bricks on the bottom layer there, then put up some spruce walls, and then I'm trimming it with dark oak wood. We're gonna add in a roof here, and again, with all the different depth and shape, it looks pretty sweet. Added in windows throughout, made it look adaptable and actually livable, and then we put stone bricks for the roof here too. Followed it up, we have that different extension off the back there, and then to this main section of the roof right here coming across. Lots of shape in it, it looks pretty cool in the end. Then you'll see we added in some different shapes, we added in some lights. I came into the interior here, added in some floors. I broke off into that back patio area and turned it literally into a screened-in porch. It's actually very cool. Then came back across, added in necessary details, including bushes, especially those bushes. Matches up with the theme of this house that kind of arose. It's almost like a Hobbity kind of style with all the different paths, and different textures added in. It's really sweet. And yeah, you saw that outline in the beginning. It's a Europe-shaped house. Now, last one is from Twitter, and it's Toast Hawaii. He said, build a completely upside-down house, including the interior. Good luck. I appreciate the luck, Toast. We're going to make it happen. This one isn't actually as complicated as you may think. First, I started off with a basic kind of shape of a house, built it up. I didn't make too complex of a house. The idea is we're just building up this upside down one. This one actually kind of looks like a village house that you would see naturally generated in the world. We switch it up as time progresses. It doesn't remain like that. But I needed something to make this build kind of make sense. My idea was to up house the balloons. Honestly, it doesn't really make sense, but it's kind of cool. We made balloons extending out, holding up the house. You'll see me build up that shape and then add in more detail and spread out balloons to make it actually look cool, and it does look pretty sweet in the end. I would not say it really makes sense, but it is what it is. I hated the cobbles, so I switched it out for stone bricks, added in some wool detail, and then we did the interior. Toast wanted the interior done too, so we made it happen. Built it up, detailed it up. You'll see the wall. I added in a bed. Separated off rooms. We have a kitchen on this side. You'll see the refrigerator come into place. Upside down plant there. The lamp. It's really sweet. And then we come back out to add in some floor details as if the house was ripped from the ground. It really doesn't make that much sense. I don't know how it would get flipped upside down and have balloons attached to the bottom, but it's Minecraft. I actually do like how it turned out. Kind of funny, silly, pretty cool looking build. But yes, what do we think? Building your crazy houses ideas, I love it. This was a lot of fun to create, and it was only episode 1. I definitely plan on doing more. In order to get your comment featured in the next episode, just comment below on this video. You can send me ideas on Twitter too. That's a great place to get it featured, and I'll build some more crazy house ideas. That is, if you do enjoy this video. If you do, let me know. Leave a like or a dislike, whatever you want to do. Leave a comment. You know how it is. Look at this world. We can definitely fill it up with more ideas. But that's it for this one. Thanks for coming.